Hello, my name is Ronnie Rocha. I am a classmate of yours in our childhood psychology class. It is Halloween, so I thought it would be cool to do my video discussion with my face painted. Why not? Just to tell you a little bit about myself, my major is actually in child and adolescent psychology with concentrations in mental health and sociology. I've been going to school for about a year. I go during the summer and all throughout trying to hurry up and finish. Um, I work with children. I've coached many years, football and baseball. I have five children of my own. My youngest is 18. My oldest is 31. So I am kind of up there in age. Um, Other than that, that's kind of just a little bit about myself. You can kind of tell I'm a sports guy. I love football, love baseball, and I definitely love working with children. That's one of the things about it. One of the discussion things we talked about was to talk about is what interests you with the preschool age and the development. It's because it's so impressionable. I mean, I love coaching children, especially as opposed to adults, because number one, adults tend to already be set in their ways. I always liken it to Jello. And if you remember how to make Jello, if you ever learn how to make Jello, what you do is you get a pot with water and you heat it and boil it up, and you put your Jello in, and get it going. And you put it in a bowl. Now, the way I see it is the Jello is the child, and the fruit that you put in it, because people put fruit in there, is knowledge. You know, and so when do you put the fruit in? You don't put the Jello in the fridge and then later on, while it matures, try to put the fruit in later. You put it in as soon as possible because you can fit as much fruit as you can into that Jello, and that's what you should do as a child. And that's the best time to do it. Is they always said knowledge is power. Rock was it Schoolhouse Rock that used to say that. And so you want to feel that child full of knowledge. There's no such thing as almost too much knowledge. Um, but you do it early, because when you try to do it later, after that Jello is matured, that's when it kind of rejects it, and it's harder to push that in. It's harder to push the fruit in there and everything. That's why I'm really interested in developing young minds to become better people or better adults. Of my opinion of what is better. Um, but ethics, morally, mature adults, and that's why I like working with children. Very impressionable. So, in our discussion, it says discuss a time when you observed nature or nurture activity impacting a preschool or school aged child. Before I get into this, I'm going to let you know I'm a social advocate for child sexual abuse and child sex trafficking. I'm putting all my research, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to bring light and awareness to this and try to do something more about that topic. And that's what a lot of papers I've written, everything I'm doing has to do with that. So the time that it's going to refer to this time as well. I had a young family member, this was a while back, and he had a father who was a womanizer, and he was constantly just groping women in front of his son. Was constantly just touching, just way past what just signs of affection. It was, inappropriately, and the kid would walk in just on him or anything, and it was almost common knowledge in the family, and it was almost like it was just like nothing. Well, we would catch this little boy touching his little cousins that were a little younger or anything like that, and inappropriately doing these things. That's something that I don't feel it was genetic. It was something that he saw and learned. It was part of that nurturing. That as far as as that behavior, and so, like I said, it was something that was just that we saw going on. So that's kind of the nurturing part of it, that I experienced. Is genetics, nature, or the environment, nurture, more important in preschool aged or school age development? Or are they equally as important? I believe nurturing is probably more important because it's like clay. You can mold this clay. Yeah, it came out this way and it was born this way, but you can mold it a lot of certain ways, the way you'd like it to be molded. This is why parenting is so important. I try to stress to a lot of people that people are, oh, well, that's just the way it is. That's kids being kids. No, parents are, that's their job, is to mold this child to be a certain way. To unfortunately, I can say a lot of it's my opinion on, morally right and, a good kid. But it's the parent's job to mold that child the way they should be in life, I say. One of the things that I'm doing a lot of research on, and I'm actually doing a lot of papers on, and I'm writing I'm trying to do a major article on, is something I call forced memories. It's when a child acts a certain way or is taught a certain way that they had no idea they were learning. Case in point, a man and a wife, or husband and wife, kind of say toxic relationship. Say the man is an abuser to the woman, and are yelling. They're constantly yelling, and the baby is, or the child is off to the side, or even in another room, and not even paying attention. That child can grow up believing, feeling, and taught kind of as a forced memory that that's the way a man treats a woman, is that's the way a husband treats a wife, and can grow up. So it wasn't, oh, well, he grew up with those genetics like the man. No, no, no. It was more of a forced memory. And nurture didn't mean to teach him that way, but that's what's being happened. That's what's happening, is being done like that. So people can think that it's a nature thing, but it's really a nurturing that just, it was learned behavior. And there's a lot of learned behavior. Sometimes it's taught, sometimes it's not. And that's what I'm saying, is when you really, oh, well, the child's not paying attention, he's not even paying attention to what's going on. No, but he's inadvertently learning this, and that's what I call forced memories. And that's going to be something I do a lot more research and do papers on as well. But I do think nurturing is more important. You are going to get certain things genetically, that it's going to happen, but you can mold so much, and you can put so much food into that jello to make it pretty much the way you want. My children were basically guinea pigs. I chose to not accept jobs where I was making $60 to $80 to $90,000. I would turn down because of the time it took away from my children. I chose to work assistant manager, general managers of a fast food place, or things like that, because I was allowed to spend more time with my children, which I got to mold them a lot more than like I wanted to. And I'd like to think they're great children. I don't have any grandkids yet, so none of them are married, and they're 30, 24, 21, 19, and 18. 18, 19, and 21-year-olds still live at home. 24-year-old and 30 live elsewhere. But they're being what I call successful in life. And success isn't always about money. Sometimes it's just about building a family and, being happy. So that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm doing. So I've kind of, like I said, guinea pig my kids on being raised a certain way. And so far it seems to be doing pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to seeing y'all's discussion. I hope y'all watch it. I'll try to keep it short, but I just try to ramble on sometimes. But anyways, look forward to doing some of y'all's responses to y'all's discussion, and happy Halloween. So look forward to it. Y'all have a great day.